Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back through daily crypto news and analysis. And today we're going to be talking about Casper, CSPR if you will, or just Casper the Friendly Ghost. I love to call it Casper the Friendly Ghost because it is pretty much a ghost in this market. Not a lot of people know about it. And today's ride has not been the best to look at, but it is expected. We were talking about some lower price action for Casper eventually, and we are getting that now. So it is what it is. But yeah, I mean, let's kind of just jump in though. But before, of course, we do jump in, I just want to ask, if you guys could definitely please leave a like on this video. It does help the channel grow immensely, and I do greatly appreciate it. Also, if you do find any of the information in this video valuable, useful, or interesting, also subscribe and turn notifications on. I do greatly appreciate that as well. So let's actually just jump in and let's talk about Casper. So we've been talking about Bitcoin a little bit overall the past couple weeks or so, but I've also been addressing Casper in terms of where we could see it. And we got some nice buy points in today. We went as low as almost 10 cents exact, as you guys do see here, from about, pretty much just yesterday, right? Now, I just want to say I'm not too sold on us having the strong bounce. Like, yeah, sure, trading volume is up about, almost 90%. But I'm not dead set on this actually being a strong bounce just yet. Because if we look into the chart, there's not a lot of volume actually, one. And also two, the RSI is declining and declining. Looks like we're going to probably come down a little bit more, maybe have this strong bounce that we did back in the 15th of December. I don't think that we come down too much lower. If anything, we test those lows going as far back as, pretty much September, which again, that was pretty much the lowest point that we went in the past. Is that possible to go that low again? Yeah, sure. Anything is possible. This is crypto. It all depends on Bitcoin. If I'm calling for a 37.5K, Bitcoin, for an example, we will see, a 9-cent Casper. Excuse me. A 9-cent Casper. 9.5 cents would be the 236, and yes, I know that I used to do the reverse fib scale on this, and even then, we just broke it. So the lowest that will go now, if we do retest this point and we don't have a strong bounce off of it, we'll be testing that low from September 26th, which would be around 7 cents. And I'm telling you right now, we test 7 cents. I'm buying a boatload of Casper because this will be single digits eventually. This will be in the dollar range sometime this year. I strongly believe that. And the reason why is because we are still seeing NFTs and Web 3.0 growing in mass demand. And we're still seeing a lot of updates from Casper's side of things. Although things are looking a little bit rough, trust me, I know, we are still seeing, the holders tab, completely growing. We're at 61,803. We've gained like over 2,000 holders just this month alone. Overall, yeah, the price looks rough. Like, I'm not going to lie to you, this price looks rough. It's 10.5 cents. I bought, even around 12 cents. Excuse me. Because I know that at some point in time, we'll be hitting $1.20. That's a 10x opportunity. We go down to 70 cents though. I'm telling you right now, or 7 cents, sorry. I'm definitely buying a boatload because at 70 cents, that is a 10x opportunity. Even at 90 cents, if we can buy at 9 cents, 10x opportunity. This market will give you some of the best gifts if you accept them. A lot of people, they look at it, they don't want to buy it, that's totally fine. Then they kind of just jump out, which is totally fine. I get it, I understand it. Overall, it's totally fine. If we could have a strong bounce eventually, if we could see Bitcoin kind of stabilize throughout this month, I'm expecting by the end of this month, and we could break above some key points, that's going to be very fun. I think that that might actually be the best thing to happen is we kind of range for the rest of this month around this area, maybe even come down, test that 9-cent demand zone. It would be totally fine if we just tested 9.5 cents and had that strong bounce, similar to what we did back in the October timeframe, and then kind of repeated this nice slow rise, except we eventually break the 24 centile range. That way we can kind of continue on the way up to about 36 cents almost 55 cents, and this just kind of continues, and you can see where it kind of leverages off up here at about the 4618, which is about 92 cents, and it's like 92.5 cents. But after this, we'll just kind of carry it on to the $1.56 range. And, after that, we have to really kind of just reanalyze the overall market for it. But I do believe that those numbers are fairly reasonable. I think that they're very conservative as well. I've always called for $4 to $7 for Casper just because I believe that that will happen. I believe that Casper has the potential to really skyrocket in value. When we're talking about Casper just currently, right? First off, let's go off of the all-time lows. We're up 130%. Laughable, right? Now, yeah, those all-time lows were 6 months ago. That's totally fine. Let's kind of go look at another asset. Let's look at Avalanche for an example. So the reason why I'm looking at Avalanche is because a lot of these networks are kind of similar. Avalanche is fairly similar. But let's look at the percentage ROI. Okay, so from the all-time low, which was a year ago, it is currently up 2,940%. Okay, the ROI here is 16,859%. Now, I'm just going off of this 2,940% figure. Okay, if we go 2,940% on Casper, for an example, from its current point, we're looking at about like $3. I know that that might not seem like a lot because I'm calling for 4 to 7, but I'm just thinking this is bare minimum. Okay, and maybe we can kind of just stem this down to its all-time low from, a few months ago, which was like about 5 cents. Okay, $1.50. Easily achievable. But I think that these figures are fairly small. If we're talking about some of these other assets like Solana or even ADA, ADA is one where I was there for the all-time low. I think it's in the 2020 timeframe. I think it was like March of 2020 possibly. Let's kind of see this. So actually, they're actually saying the all-time low was 4 years ago. But I was kind of thinking just, pretty much when we were investing, it was around this point anyways. Not technically just 1 cent in general. We could pretty much kind of go back to that point. So March of 2020. So it was like around 2 cents. Yeah, I mean, it was like around that range. Wasn't too bad. But again, this is up 8,000% from 4 years ago. Yeah, that's pretty crazy to be even considering an 8,000% run for Casper. But is it really that unachievable? To get to $4 from this point? Absolutely not. This is why I think that $4 is fairly reasonable. And of course, if we did something like, Axie Infinity or something like where we do like a 15,000% run or even like a 20,000% run, which is kind of unrealistic a little bit, then we're looking at like $10 for Casper, which again, I do think that we get there eventually. I'm just going to take some profits along the way. It would be stupid not to sell. Now, let's talk about some updates that are coming. So first off, we do see here Casper cooking something, right? Casper Network. At this stage of the project, too many potential partners to even begin guessing. NFTs, DeFi, enterprise, early days for the new blockchain. And we actually seen Casper Labs tweet out. This is going back 2 days ago now. And it's pretty much, I don't know if they missed the mark on it. But we were supposed to see an update from Casper Labs talking about this partnership. But we didn't see it. So I'm actually very excited to see something that comes from this, because as you guys do see, this is their last tweet. And it does say, we're going to announce a new partner tomorrow. I do believe that this is going to happen today. So I'm actually very excited to see this. I'm actually excited to see what this is, who this is. Whatever it is going to be very interesting, to say the least, when we do see it announced. I'm going to, of course, report on it if it is something fairly significant, so stay tuned for that. Now, we also see here, though, this goes back to November 11th, and the reason why I'm bringing this back up is because we are talking more so about NFT adoption growing and growing and growing. But check this out. NFT marketplace entrepreneurs seek to cut out the middleman. And we actually kind of can do a real quick control find. And here we have the quote. We work with intellectual property management platform, says, I'm not even going to try to say that name. I would just butcher it. Director of Professional Services at Casper Labs. We have written the history of ownership on blockchain, so there are no questions. Also, we are helping to extend the use cases, the technology where multiple patent owners pull in their patents together. For example, there is 5G technology and multiple companies that have a patent for different parts of this technology. And if you guys did miss this, this is talking about pretty much a patent overall NFT marketplace called Wise, or not Wise, it's IPW actually. Yeah, so IPW built out a patent NFT platform for these massive companies to utilize, and this is basically what they're discussing here. It's fairly large in a sense. If you're thinking about NFTs that have a legitimate use case, that would be something that is very large in terms of demand, but also in terms of the money that will flow into it. In my mind, patent technology, in the sense of like an NFT token, will allow for a lot more ease of transparency for ownership, but also allow for a lot more, pretty much, less delays, a lot cheaper possibly as well. Like, I think that's very interesting to see, this space kind of grow. I think NFTs are kind of just at the tip of the iceberg currently. Like, we don't really see what their true use case value is. We just kind of see like art and stuff, which isn't bad. I'm just saying I don't think that we even hit the pinnacle of what NFTs could actually become. Now, we also see here trends in blockchain for 2022. This goes back to January 13th, and we are seeing more so about Casper Labs being mentioned here. They are talking more so about NFTs as well, but let's actually kind of just find Casper here. So here we go. So I recently met with Medha Parlikar, co-founder and CTO Casper Labs, to learn about some of the top trends that will likely impact the burgeoning sector in the coming months. According to Parlikar, we are still early in the stages for both blockchain and NFT development. In 2022, we'll see continued growth in the sector. I also do believe this when we're talking about regulations and stuff like that growing and growing in demand, like even NFTs by themselves. Like, we even see down here, right? I see NFTs as a great representation of the real world. Blockchain fueled NFT technology is creating marketplaces out of, first off, let's discuss the idea that when we're talking about NFTs, right? Like, I don't think I seriously don't think that people realize how big tokenization is going to become. Like, she's saying here that, technology is creating markets out of ephemeral or purely digital things such as 3D artwork, which could not be easily traded on typical markets, but we're likely only on the cusp of overall NFT usage. And I do think that they are greatly underutilized. I think that we are going to see a lot more NFT adoption and growth coming from the NFT space in general. I don't think that NFTs really got the legitimate aspect behind them just yet, but I think that we will see that coming in 2022. I think that we're going to see a lot more use cases coming from this space. And, just to kind of solidify that, we do see Coinbase actually partnering with MasterCard to really unlock a new way to purchase NFTs. So we're going to see NFTs continuing to grow and grow and grow. And, we're even seeing, Crypto.com expanding a venture arm to $500 million to back early stage Web3 startups. So Web3, NFTs, the metaverse, I mean, things are getting very, very interesting very fast. And this is why I do invest in Casper, because when we're talking about Casper, it is definitely one of the top tier, in my mind at least, Web3 giants that have not really kind of appeared to the public yet, or not a lot of people are really kind of looking at it in a legitimate way. I see so much value behind this asset, and I'm very excited for the future of it. Let me know what you guys think, though, down in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you all. Of course, if you guys did enjoy the video, definitely hit that subscribe button, turn notifications on. Also hit that like button as well. And I hope that you guys, are staying unemotional during these drops in prices. I know it could get frustrating, but of course, if you do follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below, you guys are probably going to feel a lot less, sort of emotional and, worried about things like that. So with all of that in mind, I hope that you all have a beautiful day or a beautiful night wherever you guys are in this beautiful world. This has been Nick. Peace out, guys.